All right. Let's continue
Never
on
mind who they are. Let's just film them.
with monitoring these suspicious fellas. Secretly, of course. Take a photo of the suspects plotting at the scene. What happens if we approach them, though?
Don't get too close, Miss March. They might spot you.
Sorry, I was curious how long it would take for you to stop me. She does love taking photos. Multi-conditional photo shoot. During this mission, more conditions need to be met to complete the photo shoot. Okay. Required objectives listed at the top corner. When all photo shoot requirements are met, you can press the shutter to complete the shoot. Okay. With using 4x zoom, I can do that. Perfect. I zoomed back out.
We should have just killed those lowly beasts.
You're not talking about us, are you? No, I think you're still talking about the Borison.
Those little brats won't take up much space. There are boxes all over this place. Just dump them into one and no one will notice.
Or maybe you are talking about us.
Cut the theatrics, Grulock. Even the slightest slip-up could interfere with Lord Moktok's plans.
Lord Moktok. Don't think that's anyone we ran into yet.
So where are we heading next?
To check the freight skiffs. We've got a lot of preparations to do. Also, don't forget to take those crates with you.
Maybe we can follow them.
Weapons, supplies. We've got to be well prepared. Otherwise, we're screwed.
Oh, you're definitely screwed.
So, are they smugglers?
No.
What exactly are they up to?
They talk about weapons and stuff. I'm thinking planning an attack. Presumably for the war dance. Now, to what end? That is a completely different question. One I am not sure of.
I have no clue. But they seem to be moving those crates. I've got an idea. We can hide inside the crates and follow them.
Oh, not a bad idea. Well, we could just follow them without hiding in the crates. That way we can actually see what they're up to, but... Is that them, or are those actually regular Cloud Knights?
Don't get too close, Miss March. They might spot you.
Okay, those are definitely them. Taking advantage of the temporary absence of the group, you cautiously approach a crate and crawl inside.
Ugh, so cramped in here.
I mean, it's a crate. But actually, that looked big enough for you to, sort of sit in.
I can hardly breathe.
These aren't airtight, are they? That could go bad.
Just hang in there.
You hear footsteps pacing back and forth beside the crate. If someone here were to open the crate at that moment, they would certainly catch you in your ridiculous hiding position. Fortunately, that doesn't happen. The floating mechanism at the bottom of the crate is activated. You can feel it drift slowly forward. Oh god, that would be lovely. Floating mechanisms for heavy crates and stuff. I wish. I guess pallet jacks and little cargo wheelies. Those are the next best thing, but still. After what feels like an amber era of holding breath in silence, you heard the sound of the crate touching down. Oh good. Here's the problem. How long do we wait to come out?
Let's just put the cargo here for now, all right? Then we'll move on to inspect the ships. Lord Moktok said that as soon as we're done, we're to board the freight skiff and leave this place.
Are we gonna let them leave, or...?
Don't worry, I've changed the shipping schedule. You two, come with me.
Is it just me? I keep smelling that stench of lowly beasts everywhere we go.
I think they are talking about us, you assholes. Calling us lowly beasts.
Don't be so paranoid.
The departing footsteps sound like a signal, prompting you to breathe a sigh of relief.
Looks like they're planning to escape on the skiffs in Stargazer Navalia.
It does. Is it too late to track them down? I mean, God, we really should have just followed them.
They keep talking about their plans, but where do they come from? And what do they want to do on the Xianzhou?
That is a fantastic question. I mean, if they're actually Foxians, they probably are from the Xianzhou. Just not the Luofu. But they might not actually be Foxians, could be disguise.
They're definitely up to something bad. Wait, they disappeared. Let's catch up to them.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, trailing mode. But now my current guess is that they're probably Borison in disguise. Please keep the target you're trailing within your line of sight. After your target has left your screen for a set amount of time, you will have lost the target. Okay, that's no good. Performing actions that make it easier for the target to discover you, such as running or sprinting, will increase the value of the alert gauge. Right. When trailing mode is active, a series of cover spots you can shelter behind will be marked. Oh, nice. Interact with cover to enter stealth mode. Alright, let's do this.
Tread softly, breathe quietly, and make sure to keep an eye on them. Hide out of sight as soon as there's any sign of activity.
Quite a number of things to prepare. There you are. Keep on going, little lowly beast. I was gonna say, don't look to the
Don't be so
right or the
paranoid.
left.
We're running out of time. Get over here!
Shuhard, I'm coming!
Shuhar. Yeah, these names are different as well. I'm leaning more and more towards Borison in disguise somehow.
We're leaving. We should catch up to them. Quickly!
I am. Going fast, though.
What are they up to? They're
Escaping.
all wearing official uniforms, but I'm pretty sure they're not members of the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, or the Cloud Knights.
I agree.
This is way too suspicious.
I mean, they're... We overheard them, right? They're plotting something dastardly. I would say it's your mission to put a stop to this. Would you like us to make arrests? Maybe confront them? Or do you want to keep observing?
Never mind who they are. Let's just film them. That way, if they do anything bad, we'll have solid evidence against them.
I suppose. Do I hear my... Come on. Oh, zoom. Yeah, 3. Yeah. Hear my heartbeat. I mean, a Foxian talking to a Cloud Knight isn't actually suspicious. It's what they're saying that's suspicious.
Look at this. A freight star skiff with enough room to fit at least 20 of my men.
Oh,
I'll let the others know and have them prepare more star skiffs.
that's not good. Yeah, they're planning an assault. This sounds like it's going to be a massive attack. 20 for a single star skiff. They want to prepare more. I wonder how many they have. Come on. Oh, I accidentally pressed hide.
Once we're past the checkpoint, there will be beast ships waiting for us.
Oh, beast ships full of Borison, so maybe you're not actually Borison?
Lord Moktok is ready. The revival of our ancient bloodline all hinges on this operation.
Your ancient bloodline.
What did he just say? Beast ships?
I think he did.
Who's there?
No one.
It's those brats! I told you to get rid of them, but you didn't listen, you idiot!
Oh, you fools really don't know who you're dealing with.
Wipe them all out!
I knew it. Impressive disguises, though. Wonder how they do that. So it's a Borison operation.
Borison? Need a shine.
Adusa! Die, you lowly beasts!
So they're calling us lowly beasts. That sounds like a... And so that... I don't know, that feels like the pot calling the kettle black to me. You lowly beasts, you. But interesting, the Cloud Knights didn't transform. Are they collaborators, or are they just not undoing their disguises? Oh, hey, that's right, Jing Liu's with... Oh, wait, no, this is actually my party now. Shoot, this is actually not a great party.
Here you go, Master!
I mean, I guess it'll do, but...
It's better to make no move. A little more heat. I'm honored by your... Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
You'll make good practice.
Yeah, we're still making quick work of them.
Had your...
Very good.
How is this possible? How did these Foxians change their appearances like that?
Do you still think they're Foxians? No, they're Borison.
They're not Foxians at all. They revealed their true form. They're Borison, just like the bandits I defeated on the IPC ship.
Yeah, exactly. And the ones who attacked, remember? You were fighting them briefly. It's when you lost your sword to Yunli here.
Wait, that means...
Yes, the Luofu is being infiltrated as we speak by who knows how many Borison. And they are planning a massive attack, I think. To what end? That's still an open question. Borison have infiltrated the Xianzhou. How did they disguise themselves as Foxians?
What kind of trick did they use? When we were tracking them earlier, they looked just like normal Xianzhou Foxians.
Yeah. Strange. Maybe because, I don't know, if my idea from earlier about them being the Abundance Abomination version of Foxians is right, it wouldn't be that crazy to say they could disguise themselves as Foxians once again. That's a big assumption, though.
It's not just a simple disguise of wearing our clothing and shaving their whiskers.
Oh no, not
They're
at all.
somehow able to alter their appearance to be indistinguishable from Foxians.
Which is a major problem. Perfect disguises to infiltrate the Luofu.
They even have official IDs for the Skyfaring Commission, the Artisanship Commission, and even the Cloud Knights?
Damn. Well, flawless disguises then.
Let me check this fake Cloud Knight's tag. Maybe it'll give us some clues.
Could there be a traitor? I guess could be actual collaborators.
Lujun. An officer of the Patrol Defense Squad? Ah, wait!
What?
What's the matter?
Yeah.
I encountered a patrol officer named Lu Jun before. It was a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, when we were transporting the Borison prisoners.
Oh, that was a few weeks ago. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, because we've been training March.
If they can forge official
And because of the
identities
war
and
dances tomorrow.
move around the Xianzhou without raising suspicion. Oh no, this is bad.
And it's dawning on him. Yeah, very bad.
Even worse. If you find one cockroach on the Express, it usually means...
Pom-Pom's gonna have a field day. Oh, God. I shudder to even think about the level of a deep clean Pom-Pom would make us do if they found even a single cockroach or any insect for that matter.
There are more Borison hiding on the Xianzhou. I bet their plan is much bigger than just stealing information.
Yeah. I mean, remember what they said. They can fit 20 of their men into one of those star skiffs, and they want more of them. They talk about weapons and armor. You know.
We've got to report this to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
That is a good next step. Meanwhile, in the Seat of Divine Foresight, Astral. Ooh, Merlin's Claw herself. All three of them, actually.
I am glad to finally meet you in person, guests from the Astral Express.
I'm happy to meet you in person.
I'm Feixiao, the general of the Xianzhou Yaocheng.
I love her eyes. I don't know. Just her face in general, it's good design. The eyes, though, they're piercing.
Let me introduce our guest to you. The one dressed in green.
That is Don Hung. Yeah, if she shows back up on a banner, I'll have to seriously consider wishing for her.
He's the reincarnation of Imbibitor Hoolay, and the person behind him is the newest member of the crew. I've heard a lot about you.
Well, it's an honor to be worthy of your attention. Though I must correct you, he's a semi-reincarnation of the Imbibitor Hoolay. If I recall correctly, he's an imperfect reincarnation.
Outside the reports from the Law Fu, the Skyfaring Commission of the Yaocheng has also gathered plenty of information about both of you. I've been eager to meet you face to face for reasons that I'm sure General Jing Yuan has explained, right?
I mean, yeah, we're here to answer your questions as witnesses.
That's right. But don't worry, this isn't a trial.
At least not for us.
I just want to have a chat with you and get a better understanding of the facts.
Of course. Do promise me, though, that this is a proper investigation and you're not just, well, going through the motions with the intent of making Jing Yuan fall on his spear in the end, no matter what.
According to General Jing Yuan's report, the Ruin Legion is to blame for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
Right.
And all Arbiter Generals should pay attention to the Ruin Author's movements.
I would call that accurate. I mean, Fantilia was the mastermind. She was making use of manipulating the disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
Over the years, the Destruction's minions have wreaked havoc on countless worlds.
Yeah, they
and
have.
The Alliance has been keeping an eye on them. But no one expected them to join hands with the remnants of the Abundance.
No. I mean, I think the Destruction's forces would do whatever they need to do to further the goal of destruction.
The damage caused by the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was far less severe than expected, which is good news for us. However,
That is good.
It was quite different from the Ruin Legion's usual style of destroying life wherever they go.
Yeah, it's because it wasn't the usual Emanator. Ventilia operates differently.
While I trust the bravery of the Divine Foresight and the Nameless, I'm curious about some details missing from the report. I'd like to take this chance to have an exchange with both of you.
Well, feel free.
Let me be clear. The questions I'll ask might not reflect my actual thoughts, so please don't take offense if any of my questions seem a bit harsh.
I will try not to.
Please go ahead, General. But keep in mind we can only answer based on what we know. And perhaps you already have the answers to your questions in your heart.
Ooh. See, implying that she's already made up her mind about certain things.
You have a clever tongue. I like it.
Oh, negotiation.
The Merlin's Claw is quite articulate. Right now, her intentions are unknown, and Jing Yuan wants us to be honest. Maybe I'll just stick to the facts we know.
That's a good idea.
Let's cut to the chase. Before the crisis struck, the Astral Express was guided here by a Stellaron hunter, a wanted felon, in an attempt to resolve the Stellaron crisis.
That is correct.
However, everyone in the cosmos knows of the Stellaron hunter's reputation.
They do.
So, why did you place so much trust in them? Could it be that some of you have a connection with them?
One of them is like my pseudo-mother. It all comes down to the Stellaron. We're the good guys. Raise her suspicion about your... Raise her suspicion about your relationship to those Stellaron hunters. Talk about Elio's prophecy. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly it means by raise our suspicion. Or raise her suspicion. Oh yeah, the negotiation strategies. Double the results. Skip this round. Oh. Doesn't all come down to the Stellaron. We are the good guys. Let's talk about Elio's prophecy.
Rumor has it that Elio, the leader of the Stellaron hunters, possesses the power to see into the future.
Yeah.
He foresaw that the Xianzhou and the Express would have important roles to play in the war against Nanook. That's why we were lured here to the Luofu, to deal with the Stellaron crisis and fulfill the prophecy.
General Jing Yuan believes in this prophecy too, as mentioned in the report. I'm curious why you didn't question it at all.
Damn it, I can't go
Could
back.
it be because one of the Stellaron hunters is actually an old acquaintance of General Jing Yuan?
No, I didn't even know that at the time. It was because Kafka asked me to.
Please be cautious with your words, Merlin's Claw. Let's avoid sowing doubt among our comrades.
Yeah.
That Stellaron
that's gotta
used to
hurt.
be my disciple. So
Oh,
are you
right.
putting my loyalty in question too.
That's gotta hurt both of them then. But especially Jing Yuan.
I'm simply bringing up the doubts about General Jing Yuan that exist within the Alliance. Since I'm representing them, perhaps you can just imagine me as one of those old geezers. Let's move on to the next question. The report suggests that Don Shu, the master of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, colluded with the Lord Ravager and used the power of the Stellaron to resurrect the Ambrosial Arbor.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Don Shu was just a chief alchemist. Even if she colluded with our enemies and summoned the Stellaron, how did she manage to bypass the Videodora guards around the Ambrosial Arbor?
Wasn't there like a smoke or something? Oh, I can do the feigned retreat now. Yes.
Could you please give us another chance? I'd like...
No problem. But remember that a debate is like a duel.
Yeah.
The more you hesitate, the farther you are from victory.
Well, of course, but this isn't a debate. This is a questioning. Feixiao, remember? All right. I mean, let me actually look at these again. Let's raise her suspicion about our relationship. I'm not, once again, not entirely sure what it means by that, but...
You know what? Maybe I do have a connection with Stellaron hunters.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Oh, we didn't actually reverse that at all.
Looks like you're quite close to the Stellaron hunters.
Rip.
However, I must warn you that they are wanted felons. While I appreciate your honesty, being honest about this topic might make you look suspicious to some.
That was...
You know? Let's move on to the next question.
Damn it, that backfired.
The report suggests that Don Shu, the master of the Disciples of Sanctus
Is it really just saying we're the good guys?
I
never thought that.
The Stellaron to but here's the thing.
I never would have expected that. I gotta double or nothing. You silently fix your gaze on the Merlin's claw. A trace of a provocative smile playing at the corners of your mouth. Feixiao offers a slight smile, displaying no anger. Personally met Danshu. The receptors of Lafu seem suspicious. The preceptors. They do, but the exile of Imbiber. I'm actually... Was it the preceptors? I mean... I could see the preceptors wanting to ruin Bailu's reputation, or to draw out Imbiber Lune.
The answer seems rather simple, doesn't it? The preceptors of the Lawfu abandoned their duty to guard the Ambrosial Arbor and colluded with the disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
Fingers crossed.
That's a possibility. But there's another scenario to consider. General Jing Yuan brought back Mr. Don Hung, who had been in exile for a long time. As a result, Don Hung parted the seas,
because he had
eventually leading to the resurrection of the Ambrosial Arbor.
The Ambrosial Arbor was already resurrected.
I never intended to trespass on the Xianzhou ship, but...
If you had no intention to trespass, then why did you return to the Xianzhou ship before your exile was lifted?
I was concerned about the safety of my companions, so I had to act brazenly.
Oh, this has gone terribly. She's kicked our butts.
Please don't worry, Mr. Don Hung. If someone must be held accountable, it won't fall solely on your shoulders.
She just mopped the floor with us. Negotiation failed. Can we fail these?
Well, it appears that you are still unable to give explanations for several details about how the Nameless got involved in the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
Damn it.
Generals, I am finished with my questioning.
So, what do you think, General Feixiao? Have the doubts in the report been cleared up?
I don't think so.
The two Nameless have been honest in their answers. Even though there are some tricky details, my intuition tells me there is nothing wrong.
Oh.
However, the 3 questions I posed earlier were not just for the Nameless, but for you too, General Jing Yuan.
I'm actually kind of wondering if any of those had right answers. A part of me suspects they didn't, but I don't know if they would play that trick on us. It would be a fun way of showing how excellent a negotiation's not right. Inquisitor she is.
First, the disciples of Sanctus Medicus grew uninterrupted on the Lawfu, yet the 6 charioteers were not aware of it. That was a dereliction of duty.
I mean, they were a secret society. They were operating underground. I don't know what exactly you wanted from him. He absolutely was sending out, agents to try and infiltrate and take them down.
Second, you believed in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy and entrusted outsiders to solve the crisis, even granting them access to the plague mark. That was a dereliction of responsibility.
Here's the thing. Are you denying Elio's foresight?
Third, you insist on holding the war dance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, putting the Lawfu back in the spotlight. That is a dereliction of wisdom.
Damn, she is scathing.
Merlin's Claw. Is this your line of thinking? Or the Ten Lords?
Ooh. You think the Ten Lords have prompted this?
From the moment I walked in, I made it clear that the questions I'd ask might not reflect my actual thoughts.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
The disciples of Sanctus Medicus were deeply rooted and had been plotting for a long time. I admit it was my negligence for not noticing it earlier.
I mean, sure, you could have noticed it earlier, but when you did notice it, you did act on it.
As for the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy, I didn't believe all of it. But in the end, the Lawfu did survive the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. So, I think it's safe to say that Elio's prophecy about the future holds some merit.
I don't know, maybe I'm an Elio stan, but I do not doubt him in the slightest. He could be playing all of us, he could be manipulating things to his benefit, but he certainly has the power of foresight to make things go as they do. Whether he's honest and forthcoming about the details of the future, that is a fair question. But...
And as for the war dance, do you think I'm unaware of the risks? However, risks can also be opportunities.
Raising his voice a bit.
The Lawfu has lain low for too long. I believe it's time to stir up the dregs hidden in the depths and wash them away once and for all.
Oh. Wait, are you hoping for the Borison plot? Or, if not the Borison, something else? You're hoping that the enemies of the Lawfu will take this opportunity to try and enact some plan, and in the process revealing themselves for you, so that you can stamp them out once and for all. That is certainly a risk, but it's a gamble, but also not a bad play.
Just as I expected from our sophisticated divine foresight. You have a way with words. I like it.
He does.
But, unfortunately, ever since the report was submitted, the Alliance has been filled with rumors and speculation. Even within the Lawfu, there are people accusing you of neglecting your duties, resulting in the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection.
I just can't agree with that. As soon as it became a crisis, he absolutely, used his ability, the best of his abilities, to address the crisis. I don't think it could have been prevented. Not realistically, at least. Not when you were dealing with an emanator of destruction like Ventilia.
So what are your thoughts on all of this, General Feixiao?
That is a good question.
As a fellow Arbiter General, I fully understand the difficulties of this position. Personally, I think all these rumors are meaningless drivel.
Do you?
Across the sea of stars, the divine foresight knows better than anyone else what happened on the Lawfu, and the meaning behind it.
Though, I think when it was, you were talking to, damn it, not Ting Yun. Older foxy lady. Shoot. Head of the Starfaring Commission. Yukong? Yeah, Yukong. When you're talking to Yukong, you were, if I remember right, a bit more critical of the general. But, I don't know, maybe those weren't your real thoughts either back then.
Just as what happened on the Xianzhou Yaoqing recently.
Oh.
You mean The Xianzhou Yaoqing is also...
The scouts of the Verdant Knights have sent back reports that Borisin are making trouble again.
Yeah.
The Borisin packs that were once divided and scattered have started swallowing each other up, forming larger and larger packs.
They are.
Moreover, there's an entity named Mongus behind it all.
Mongus. Wait, no, it was something similar, but the Borisin called them something else.
An entity?
According to the report, this entity isn't actually a Borisin.
No?
It's a woman claiming to be the messenger of the Master of Immortality.
Oh.
She's described as having 12 faces and 12 pairs of fangs,
Huh.
as cruel as poison and as elusive as quicksand. The Borisin believe she'll give them a chance to rise again.
Is the... Could this messenger of the Master of Immortality be an emanator of abundance? That would be... definitely someone powerful following the path of abundance. 12 faces and 12 pairs of fangs.
That's Ventilia.
Oh, of course, she can disguise herself. Or take over bodies. And yeah, she'd pretend to be a messenger of abundance. I think she basically played the same role with the disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
That's right. You're lucky that I'm the one who came this time. If it were the Patina Justice or the Seer Strategist, this conversation might not be so friendly.
Yowu and Yao Guang.
I've always had faith in my instincts, so I don't doubt your good intentions. But the Alliance has its fair share of questions and doubts about the Law Fu.
Right.
So, my plan is to come up with an acceptable answer to satisfy the Alliance.
They want his head on a spike, but hopefully we can avoid that.
What's in this plan, General Feixiao?
General Jing Yuan, you already know what has to be done. But since you don't want to be the bad guy, I'll take care of it for you. You need the final word from the Ten Lords Commission to quell any doubts.
You're gonna play the role of the villain, Feixiao.
And for that, I'll have to ask the two Nameless to visit the Shackling Prison.
Ooh, at long last. We've heard it name dropped so many times now. I've been very interested in going. Are you imprisoning us?
No, I'm not imprisoning you. While you're there, I'll ask a judge in the Ten Lords Commission's Interrogation Division to record a detailed testimony with the karmic mirror from both of you.
Okay.
We'll fill in the gaps that weren't covered in the report and silence any protests within the Alliance.
That sounds lovely. I somehow doubt it'll be that simple, though.
I'm okay with that.
Me too. I object. Will you let us come back?
Worried that I might go back on my word and keep you in the Shackling Prison? Relax.
You scare me, ma'am.
If I wanted to do that, you'd already be behind bars. Once you're done with your testimony, you're free to come and go as you please.
Thank you, thank you. Wait, to the Shackling Prison? Isn't that a secure location?
Then, as the Merlin's Claw requests...
Oh, there's one more thing. This testimony is for silencing the voices of opposition within the Alliance, but I would like to urge General Jing Yuan to listen to the pleas of the Foxians on the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Yeah. Definitely should. It's a better deal with this Borisin plot.
So, you are here for Hoolay.
Oh, Hoolay again. If I recall correctly, they said Hoolay was the head of the Borisin or the progenitor. Something like that.
Exactly. Hoolay is locked up in the Law Fu's Shackling Prison. Since he is the Broodlord of the Borisin,
yeah, the Broodlord.
I want to transfer him onto the Xianzhou Yaoqing and imprison him there.
Oh.
The recent movements of the Borisin suggest they're planning something big. So
yeah,
we must
they are.
act preemptively.
Unless it's part of their plan, though. That'd be hard for them to plan. But if I recall correctly, also, Hoolay is truly immortal. Kind of similar to Blade, actually. And you basically plan on imprisoning him literally until the death of the universe or the Xianzhou.
It makes sense to have the Foxians keep an eye on their arch-nemesis. Since you trust my judgment, I'll repay that trust. What do you think about all this, General Huayan?
He has been quite silent.
I was worried this would turn into a heated argument.
Me too,
Seems
actually.
like both of you are on the same page, solving each other's problems. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome.
Me neither. I thought she was going to be far more antagonistic, but it seems it was just the role she was playing. A performance she was putting on, almost. I'm happy to know she trusts Jing Yuan.
And as for Hoolay, I'll send my lieutenants Zhao Chou and Moza to check on his condition in prison and ready him for transport. If there are no more questions, shall we get this started?
By all means. Go to the shackling prison entrance already. Huayan?
Well, I'm glad we managed to talk this out.
I am with you on that. Feixiao. Feixiao gives you a once-over, and despite lacking any apparent reason, you feel scrutinized, as if she were sizing up an opponent. I promise you, Feixiao, I am no match for you.
Do you actually believe in the Stellaron Hunter's prophecy?
I do.
Yes, I do. That's why I'm here.
I understand.
I don't know how you couldn't. Elio is insane. The things he has accomplished with such a small team at that. I mean, yes, they're individually decently powerful, but there's stronger people out there. And he's far too able to perfectly manipulate others to his whims to not see the future. Do you really believe us? Feixiao gives a nod.
While words can be deceiving, your gaze, your breathing, and your scent, they reveal more than your words do.
Oh.
I trust my intuition more than any words.
Oh, fair enough. All right, Jing, you... Oh, wait. Hold on. Yoink. An appeal from the Videodora. Damn it. Oh, 6 charioteers to the Lafu. Oh, to the esteemed 6 charioteers of the Lafu. The great calamity quelled, the voracious enemy subdued, and the treacherous rebels expelled. The Lafu has once again returned to peace. What a joyous day this is. My people have suffered much in this crisis. The wounded include 12 preceptors, 253 pearl keepers, and 116 alchemists and healers. It's actually quite a few casualties. There are 1,285 who have completely perished in this disaster, and over 3,000 are still missing. Oof. And Videodora aren't able to reproduce. Yikes. While we lament these losses, we dared not forget our duty. Since the time of the High Elder Yubia, or just Yubi, the Videodora of the Lafu have shouldered the duty of keeping watch over the Ambrosial Arbor. However, when the disaster struck and the seats were loosened, all the elites of my people could not return it to its previous form. Therefore, we beseech the 6 charioteers to ask the 10 Lords Commission to return the sinner Don Feng to us, let him restore the seals, and mete out his punishment at a later time. Oh. Yours respectfully, Su Guang, Videodora Preceptor. Unfortunately for you, Don Feng is gone. Now, if you want Don Hung, maybe we could arrange something. But I think we've already dealt with that. We resealed it, right? Was the whole point of the Bailu quest. General, the Videottera's letter of appeal is here. Qingzu. They gave this to the 6 charioteers and not to the 10 Lords Commission, probably knowing that the Commission would never reply to them, thus deciding to appeal to the 6 charioteers instead. I didn't anticipate my first problem as the general would be something completely unrelated to military affairs. Wait. Was this like a diary entry from Jing Yuan? If not, which general could this be? Oh, whatever. Jing Yuan, let's head out.
I'm really sorry about all this. But the testimony in the shackling prison won't take up much of your time.
So you say. Do I get to meet you, Hoolay?
I'll call for a messenger to take you to the interrogation division. You just need to give your testimony, and then you can head back. So no need to worry.
Sounds good to me.
As you wish, General.
I'm not really worried. Let's get going. Sometime later, a star skiff carries you and Dan Heng to a place that looks strikingly familiar. Does it?
As General Jing Yuan requested,
Oh.
everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive you. The judges at the interrogation division also know your purpose in coming.
Huh. So... the entrance to the shackling prison is actually under the water. Interesting. If both of you are ready, please follow me to the shackling prison. It's like a portal. Hello, Warden. The Warden seems to recognize you and understand your purpose of visit. She steps aside and motions for you to enter the shackling prison. Alrighty. It's a pretty well-defended prison entrance, though.
The shackling prison. I didn't expect to be back here after all these years.
Oh, were you held here for a brief time? As Dan Feng or Dan Heng as a child? I think, maybe not. I was thinking maybe we had seen this place in a cutscene at some point as well, but no, I'm not so sure. I wonder if we'll see Jing Liu here.
Dan Heng.
Also, so the shackling prison is on the Luofu then. Okay.
Don't worry about me.
If you're ready, I'll open the gate for you.
This is the entrance to the shackling prison. Wait, is the shackling prison inside the Scale Gorge water escape too? Once I step through that door, I'll be inside the prison. Let's ask about the Scale Gorge waterscape.
Well, technically, the shackling prison is spread out across multiple delves, and the ancient sea is just where they overlap. Please, come on in, dear guests.
You're very accommodating for, you know, like you're just the messenger, not the warden. A wonderful door for a place like this. The vibe here is fantastic. Hello there, guard. You too. You don't have to hold that pose, you know. Oh, even the lined up guards, that's a nice touch. Man, look at that. Such a wonderful prison vibe. Reminds me of where Tai Lung is kept in Kung Fu Panda. Oh, there's Matza and Jiaoqiu.
What are you looking at?
Oh, just the galactic baseballer. A celebrity.
The shackling prison on the Luofu is completely different from the one on the Yaoqing. It's completely underwater.
Okay. So there's actually shackling prisons on all of the Xianzhou ships. That actually makes sense. Makes more sense than one ship holding all the prisoners.
Whether it's in the clouds or underwater, breaking free would still be a piece of cake for me.
It also makes more sense why they'd be willing to transfer Hoolay if they have their own shackling prison. And do you think so? I don't know. This place can apparently contain the truly immortal progenitor brood leader, whatever they called him, of the Borisin.
Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges will throw you back in there and lock you up for a few hundred years.
Matsu was a criminal, was he? Interesting.
You'll see me again in just a few days.
Where are you going, Matsu?
Taking Hoolay back to the Yaoqing means a lot to the Foxians on the ship, and to the General herself. So stay alert.
Right. Man, I would imagine so. General is a Foxian as well. Perhaps the most powerful of all Foxians. Oh, hey!
My name is Shui.
Good to see you,
and
Shui.
I'm here on orders from the Incarceration Division of the Ten Lords Commission.
We're Jiaoqiu and Moza. General Feixiao sent us to extradite the Borisin criminal Hoolay to the Yaoqing.
I still half expect this
We're here
to
to
go
inspect
poorly.
the conditions of his imprisonment and make preparations for the handover and transportation. I assume you've been briefed, Your Honor.
Your visit request has been approved. I'll be your guide for this trip. Prisoner Hoolay, the warhead and brood lord of the Borisin abominations of abundance and the arch-nemesis of the Foxians, is responsible for 2,123 wars of aggression and countless associated crimes.
That is a lot of wars started by, brood lord. One individual, one entity. But yeah, no, this whole place gives me the vibe of something like Arkham Asylum, or there's a few others that I'm blanking on now that are kind of similar, where you go into this sort of place and then you reach where your destination, things go wrong and you have to fight your way out or something.
Due to his heinous acts, he has been imprisoned in the depths of the shackling prison and subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords until the end of time.
Swords punishment.
He shall never be pardoned.
Damn.
No need to repeat his crimes and sentence, Your Honor. He is the greatest enemy of us Foxians. The stories of his atrocities are used to terrify our children.
Right.
I'm well aware of every crime he's committed. Let's move on to the next step.
When it comes to visiting criminals, there are rules in place to ensure your safety.
Right.
I know you've heard legends about Hoolay since you were children, but your knowledge about him is likely very limited.
Probably.
Only the judges of the Ten Lords Commission truly know what kind of abomination is locked up at the bottom of the shackling prison.
Really building him up?
It has been centuries since Jing Liu, the former sword champion of the Luofu, captured Hoolay.
Oh, right.
And during all those years, we never provided him with any food. Yet he somehow managed to stay alive.
True immortality.
It all the documented physical characteristics of the Borisin.
So Jing Liu, yeah. I think I don't know if I learned that from Jing Liu or maybe one of the descriptions that shows up on the loading screens, but I think I've heard that fact before somewhere. That Jingliu had captured Hoolay.
The Forest of Swords, forged by the Punishment Division, is a device of intense torment, used to execute sinful abominations. Most Borisin die within 3 days in the forest.
Jeez.
But Hoolay is different. Every time the blades pierce him, his body instantly heals. Despite the brutal punishment, he somehow manages to survive.
That sounds horrifying. I'm also not sure if I can truly support literal, eternal torture, regardless of his crimes. Yes, he's too dangerous to let free, but I don't know, that might be a little too much. It's pretty terrifying, especially since he truly will be here for literal eternity. Or at least until the Xianzhou is destroyed through the end of the universe or some other means.
The complex rules are there because of his abnormal characteristics. Do you understand now?
How do you transfer someone like that?
I apologize for any offense caused. Please continue, Your Honor.
I've given you the instructions regarding Hoolay's visitation. Please make sure you read them carefully.
Truly. Reminders when visiting Hoolay. Prisoner Hoolay. Summary of crimes. The Borisin Warhead. A denizen of abundance, accountable for numerous acts of invasions and associated war crimes, accountable for the long-term enslavement of Foxians and utilizing their blood for alchemical purposes. Jeez. God. Detention method. The prisoner must be subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords and never be pardoned. They must be transferred to different locations on a regular basis. Really? I wonder why. The shackles must be checked for sturdiness during the transfer. Good idea. And the air filters in their new cell must be intact and functional. Wonder what that one's about. Notes. The confinement of this prisoner is the foundation of the alliance between the Xianzhou and the Foxians. Oh, that's a new detail, I think. Any individuals objecting to this sentence should be punished for sowing discord. I mean, if that's actually true, then kind of does make more sense for the, the Luofu to relinquish control to Yao Qing, which I'm just assuming is primarily Foxian. Any individual objecting to this sentence should be punished for sowing discord. I can't agree with that either. No. People should be allowed to dissent. Anyone who that doesn't mean they can should be allowed to try to break him free, but anyone who contacts or converses with this prisoner must take poison-proof pellets or wear a breathing mask equipped with a filter cartridge to counteract the effects of lupitoxin. That explains the air filters. What does lupitoxin do, though? The prisoner's place of detention must be changed on a yearly basis, and the new location must remain unknown to individuals below the rank of Cloud Knight Lieutenant or Judge. Do not mention Jingliu when conversing with the prisoner. I imagine that would send him into a fury.
And please, take this pellet before proceeding.
A poison pellet to kill yourself?
No, I'm not taking random medicine.
Then you won't be allowed to visit Hoolay.
Just swallow it already. Hoolay is like all Borisin.
Never mind.
He can release a pheromone called lupitoxin that induces fear.
Right. So this is an antidote then, actually. The opposite of a A poison pill.
Thousands of years ago, we Foxians were enslaved by the Borisin. Not because we were naturally weaker, but because of their lupatox.
Okay.
This pill is for our own mental well-being.
So unlikely that the well, I guess it's not that. I guess this doesn't change the likelihood of the Borisin being abundance abomination versions of Foxians, but it does decrease the likelihood in my mind, at the very least.
I understand.
I knew you were a reasonable person. Now that we've taken the medicine, let's proceed.
We get to see Hoolay too. Ooh, those 3 Borisin?
Your Honor.
What is it?
No, never mind. Maybe I'm just imagining things.
No.
Let's keep moving.
Zhao Cho, speak up. You sniff something, you speak up. Sniff something, say something.
Here we are.
Well, either they're Borisin or maybe they're, they've been captured by the lupatoxin.
Her Honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Who's it gonna be? Could it be Huahua? Walk around, wait for the escorting judge's arrival. A messenger.
Her Honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Hey, Don Hung.
This place. It's still as cold as it used to be.
Man, if they locked you up here as a child because of your ancestors' actions, that's so messed up. Are you okay, Don Hung?
Sorry. I was just reminiscing about some unpleasant memories.
I'm sorry. Once we're done with this testimony, we'll leave immediately. Well, even if you can't escape your past, we're always here for you.
Thank you. It's all my fault that you were involved in the Xianzhou's problems.
No, it's not.
You shouldn't have to see the inside of the shackling prison. I'm so sorry.
Would you be mad at me if I told you I actually wanted to see the inside? To be fair, it's very different being a visitor than being a prisoner.
I wish I could show you the real sights of the Luofu.
I mean, you can. We can stay here and you can show me around. Don Hung gently pats your hand. Why can't they record our testimony outside the shackling prison? Actually, that's a good question.
The 6 charioteers might have more power over the rest of this Xianzhou ship. But here, in the shackling prison, is the judges of the 10 Lords Commission who call the shots.
Okay.
The judges will use a complicated interrogation device called the Karmic Mirror. It accurately tracks every physiological change during questioning and records it.
Right. So they'll be able to tell if we're lying.
Therefore, the judgment made here will be sufficient to convince the other administrators of the Xianzhou. At least they won't attempt to challenge the conclusions. Perhaps that's why Feixiao insisted that we come here.
I would have to imagine so. She is quite the intelligent general. And also still extremely scary. I love her. Since the judge isn't here yet, I'll just wander around a bit.
Okay. But watch your step. This place is not like the others.
Right. Don't worry, Don Hung. I'll be careful. I won't fall over this side. Oh, God. Yeah. This railing isn't nearly high enough. Looking down, you see a honeycomb of densely packed prison cells extending deep into the darkness beyond your view. You hazard a guess on the number of prisoners that are capable of holding here. 3,000? 30,000? 300,000? I kind of doubt that last one. Wait, this may not even be the entire Shackling prison. I really hope there's not more than 300,000. Oh, nice. This place has a really cool aesthetic to it. You notice the Scale Gorge Waterscape's Shackling Prison was built at the bottom of the ancient sea. As a column structure that extends endlessly into the depths, Spiritfarers monitor and manage real-time information of prison cells and prisoners on the screen.
Welcome, dear guests from
Anya.
the Express. Judge Hanya of the Interrogation Division. We've met before.
Yes, we have. Miss Hanya.
Glad to meet you again.
It's good to see you again, too, though I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for Huahua.
Please allow me to express my gratitude to you again for subduing the demons in the Fixtral Garden.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It was fun.
Looks like while March 7th and I were clueless, you already made many friends on the Shenzhou Luofu.
Yeah, though I assumed you guys are off making your own friends. Pom Pom takes care of us at home, and friends take care of us on the road. That's just how it goes.
Even though you and I have met before, we can't show any favoritism under the Ten Lords. So, please do as I command as we head to Scrivener Hall and beyond. Don't do anything without my permission.
How literally? Anything includes breathing, taking steps.
This is not a place for ordinary mortals. You and Mr. Dunham, please come with me.
But of course.
Please lead the way, Your Honor.
Please let me activate the mechanism before we all move forward. And please, watch your steps.
Oh? Oh. This also kind of reminds me of, was it Impel Down? One Piece? I think. Oh, hey, chest. I'll take you.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
Hey, Hanya.
Be very careful and watch your step as you make your way through.
Will do. Thank you for the warning. Oh, these are kind of similar to the things in, you know, where the Matrix of Prescience was, right? The beams that teleport us.
The terrain inside the Shackling prison is treacherous.
Yeah.
One wrong move, and you could end up plunging into the depths.
No
and
kidding.
And if you're really unlucky, you might be frozen solid or burned to a crisp before anyone can help you.
Wait. What possible chance is there of someone helping us if we do take a plunge? I can't imagine. Huh. But thank you for the warning. I don't have plans of falling over the edge, so.
Gee.
But with
Gee,
your
indeed.
skills, I don't think you need to worry about that.
My skills are in hitting things with a bat really hard, not flying. So, are there really 18 floors here? Oh, 18. Honestly, after looking down there, that's less than I was expecting, but still quite a lot.
You're funny. This prison does contain many layers. We even brought in Videodora Icor line craftsman to introduce the ingenuity of Delve enchantment. What you're seeing now is just one part of the shackling prison.
Is that true, Don Hung?
Perhaps. Judging from the appearance, much of the architecture in this prison has a Vidyadoran style.
Huh.
So, perhaps they did have a hand in building this place back then.
So is Vidyadoran style bleak? Lots of hanging chains?
As for how many floors there are, well, not even us judges know for sure.
Okay. So in other words, my initial instinct was correct. There are a lot more than 18.
But there's a legend among us judges that a short-life prisoner once tried to escape, but ended up falling into the depths. And when we found him at the bottom, he was already an old man on the brink of death.
Wait, he survived the fall? Impressive prisoner. It's pretty funny. It'd be even funnier if he was an old man before he hit the ground.
Did he spend his whole life falling? Or did some long-life prisoner drain his life essence?
Well, you were implying that.
We'll never know. Anyway, please don't try anything like that.
Don't worry. I don't.
Please, come this way.
Anyone else? No. Nice. For how dangerous, oh god, and how many, for how far a fall this is, I prefer barriers that are a bit higher than my knees. Okay, not quite my knees. Than my, I would like it above my center of mass. Thank you. So how, geez, guys, come on. Repair this, holy shit.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
Like, I know I can't actually fall, but damn it. Maybe I won't try. Just foot went out there a little further than I intended. Wow, this is like a really old computer, or how big is the shackling prison map? Probably bigger than this. I mean, probably have all the floors. Got the shields, weapons lying about. That's where we're going. What are you? Just a guard? Oh yeah, we've seen them before. Still waiting for something to go wrong. Oh, who's through there? Some special prisoner? We're just here to answer some questions, but oh, they have an elevator. That's probably for the best. How many treasure chests are there here? 23, damn. Yeah, that tells you how big this place is. I haven't seen one of these in a while. That's new. Remake. Hexanexus. is the complete remake version of the Hexanexus. Select the device in the middle of the screen. You can stack cubes along the indicated direction. So it's more like Tetris now. Every time you stack a cube, a resource cube is consumed. Alter the shape. Okay, we're trying to match the shape now. Yes, yes. I get it. And then, actually, for this one's pretty simple.
Perhaps there's more than one right answer.
No, there is explicitly one right answer.
Seek, and you will find.
That one should be fun when they're not holding my hand. Hanya blocks your way forward. She's been entrusted with the important task of ensuring that you only explore areas that she deems safe. Damn it! But Hanya, there's a point there, and a staircase that leads I don't know where. But come on, just a little. Let me get a little off track. Damn it! Just wants me to keep the story moving, I guess.
I heard the war dance is about to be held in the mortal world.
It is.
I remember watching a sword duel at the war dance with my sister when we were young.
Aww. And, you know, you always call it the mortal world. We're not in a land between now, are we? I mean, we entered a portal to get here, so I don't know.
The Cloud Knight, who was the Luofu's ringmaster, was an amazing swordsman, and their sword flashed like lightning. The Outworld Challenger had fiery red hair and a hand made of steel, which roared like thunder.
Sounds amazing.
They battled for a long time before a winner could be declared.
I wonder who the ringmaster was. It's a name we've heard before.
Time sure flies. Now, both my sister and I are residents of the Netherworld, and we will never again feel the thrill of a competition.
I mean, your sister more so than you, but...
Are there a lot of people in Starskiff Haven due to the war dance?
Yeah, it's pretty bustling. Are we going to take the elevator? Rude.
Sounds amazing. It's a shame I'm too busy to attend. But even if I could, I'd probably just scare people off with my current appearance.
What? Why? What's wrong with your current appearance? There's nothing scary about it. Is it the dull eyes, or maybe it's because you're dressed like a judge?
Let's get going then.
It's not the white hair. I think you've always had that, haven't you? Hey. Ah. This place is going to be a pain to get out of when I end up, when things end up going wrong. Oh, nothing? This clearly is something we'll be able to activate at some point to do something, isn't it? Wait, how far down did we go? Still nowhere even close. God, how big is the Xianzhou?
It's freezing.
This place is filled with the cold air from the northern peak of the polar delve.
I see.
Even the toughest long-life species would have a hard time enduring this.
This actually really reminds me of Impel Down from One Piece. I see you there, Hex and Nexus remake. Presumably remake. Okay, that's fine. Let's add one. Oh, blocks. Okay. Okay. I see. In that case, can I rotate you? No, there we go. Out of perspective, really. Claim my reward. This is the kind of prison that would try to hold someone like Acheron. Probably fail.
Did you hear something just now?
Yeah.
Let me check it out.
Sounds like someone's trying to beat their way out of a thick metal door. Yeah, let's just invest. Ooh.
What an eyesore. This place is packed with boxes and crates.
Is it not supposed to be? Someone need to unpack them? What do we have here? Ah. Ah, yes.
Seek, and you will find.
Anya, I think that box has a danger sign on it.
These crates, they look oddly familiar.
It's kind of like the IPC one.
A few days ago, the Spiritfarers received reports about an IPC transport ship that was attacked by Borison. Then, a bunch of those abominations were dumped into this place. I had a feeling there would be trouble during the war dance. But throwing both the pirates and the cargo in jail? That's a new one.
That strikes me as part of their plan. That machine is quite dangerous. It vaguely resembles a Borison, if I recall correctly. I think they're planning on using that to... maybe to try and break Hoolay out? That would make the most sense for what the Borison's goal would be. Lead them back into a new golden age for the Borison. The mechs in those crates are no joke. So the IPC has caught the attention of the Borison, but yeah.
I heard the Intelligentsia Guild crafted something dangerous.
Very.
We have many records in the Hall of Karma about these wise ones. They love to tinker with forbidden technologies, always trying to push the limits of Ingenia.
I mean, I kind of respect it, but definitely dangerous.
I caught a glimpse of the mechs in those crates, and they bear a striking resemblance to Borison.
They do.
I wonder what they're planning this time.
I don't know if the IPC is actually in on it or not, but I don't know. I could really see that going both ways. Not that they care for the Borison, but causing an incident with some other further ulterior motive in mind. Or it's also possible the Borison just caught wind of their creation and are using it. I don't know why the Intelligentsia Guild would make it look like a Borison, though. That one strikes me as odd.
Well, business first. Let's keep moving.
Of course. Oh, here we go.
Strange. I don't remember checking the containment facilities a second time.
Anya, back off. Oh.
Watch out!
Oh, damn. Oh, there's a bunch of them.
All wardens prepare for action. Emergency.
Yeah. I've been waiting. This is precisely the trope, and I love it. Go deep into this prison, underground layer.
Why are these things moving on their own?
And then something goes wrong, and you have to fight your way back out. No, they are not. Borson have made their move. Also, I do have to wonder what Zhao Cho and Matza are up to.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counter.
Fortunately for these guys, I don't think they're going to stand a chance against Acheron, though. I don't know.
Not good.
It's better to make no move.
Oh, that's what Zhao Cho's up to. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to go check on Hoolay?
More season. I'm honored. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before you leave?
Wait, did that one just straight up die? What the hell? There are 3 of them.
Still waters of affliction. Hedge your bets.
What in the world happened there? I guess whatever.
I weep for the departed.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance against Acheron.
It too shall fall.
But how is this even possible? The Spiritfarers follow the protocols, cutting off power to the mechs and sealing the crates.
Right.
How could these mechs still start moving?
An excellent question, Hanya. So they always counted on the IPC having their cargo confiscated. Yeah. They had some sort of, I don't know, not fail-safe, the opposite.
It's just like what happened in the Artisanship Commission before. These goods went haywire and attacked everyone in sight.
Right. Lingsha. Oh yeah, Lingsha was there. Mentioned there was some kind of biological tissue inside the mechs. Oh! Maybe that's why they look like Borson. Maybe they use Borson as a sort of core. They're not androids, they're cyborgs. Where are the Spiritfarers? Why hasn't anyone come to help us? They're all down. Or at least a lot of them. Any that are remaining are probably fighting for their lives right now.
The Alchemy Commission members examined them and found some unusual structures within. These things showing up in the shackling prison can only mean one thing.
A prison break.
Yep.
And whoever delivered these goods clearly wanted them to go through the Xianzhou's strict inspection process to show the Skyfaring Commission and Cloud Knights how dangerous they were. They wanted these mechs to end up right here in the shackling prison.
They did. I still am curious about how complicit the IPC is. I don't think the one asshole is complicit. He was fighting way too hard, and he's not that good of an actor.
If these things already started taking action while nobody was paying attention, then the whole prison is in trouble, I'm afraid.
No kidding.
And to make things worse, another group of visitors just entered the depths of the shackling prison. The messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing.
Yep, and who they're going to see is going to put them right in the path of, well, who the prison breaks after.
And the prisoner they came to visit might be the target whom these wolf-shaped mechs were delivered here for. If that vicious beast manages to break free, it will be a catastrophe for the Xianzhou Luofu.
it would be quite the catastrophe. Oh, we're Jiao Cho.
Here we are.
Oh.
Have we arrived already, Your Honor? Shouldn't there be a cage here?
A warning fire.
The most notorious felons are locked away in the solitary delves, deep down in the prison.
Right.
Those delves can't be opened without proper authorization. The blue bird paves the path, and the Stygian lanterns illuminate it. Help me light up these lanterns.
Okay.
And the way to the bottom of the shackling prison will reveal itself.
Nice, nice. Hold on though, I'm taking this place in. God, I love it. So this is the bottom? The true bottom? How deep are we? Wow. It's actually funny. It just basically reshuffled my party. Moza? You look at Moza, who shakes his head lightly at you. Guess this isn't really the time for jokes. Perhaps the stifling and somber mood of the shackling prison has gotten to him. That's why he's neither up for chatting nor humoring you. He's just working on that vibe he's going for of the ninja, the cool silent type. Wasn't there something about him? They dropped a line about it, the dialogue about, I think he was formerly a prisoner. Maybe not here, I don't remember, but
I've given you the diagrams for lighting the lanterns.
Oh, thank you.
Please take a look.
I want to talk to you though. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. No, I can't talk to you. Towering spirits with gruesome appearances glare menacingly at you, as if warning you to proceed with caution. Their gazes converge at a pitch-black void, and you wonder what it's for. Alright, Side Crane. I believe it said, yeah, straightforward. I guess this one. And then this away. Followed by straight to the west and south. I guess this one is it.
It's better to use your brain and save your strength.
It's a giant key. That is an impressive lock. Oh, I love it. Well, thank you for your assistance, Side Crane. You've been of great help.
The path is open. Once we descend to the bottom of the prison, please do not do anything reckless.
Oh, I want to see him. I want to see it. He said he's chained for eternity. In the, what was it, the Forest of Swords?
Inside the delve, behind this door, is the greatest enemy of the Phoxians, Hoolay.
Oh, the aura. Oh, man. You sure it should just be you guys here?
According to custom, envoys from the Yao Qing visit the Xianzhou La Fu once every century to check on this abomination's imprisonment and condition.
I suppose it's, God damn it. Suppose if even with a whole bunch of Spiritfarers, if Hoolay were to get free, it wouldn't be enough kind of deal. So having fewer people is actually safer.
Even though the Ten Lords Commission sentenced Hoolay to the Forest of Swords, suffering every day for the rest of his life, I understand that the Yaoqing messengers want to see him dead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for the past 7 centuries, they've had to return disappointed. Because this beast simply can't be killed.
Right.
If we can use his toxin to create medicine and save an innocent life,
oh,
it might help balance out some of the sins he's committed.
You want to save... This is for Feixiao. We still don't know exactly what her condition is, but... Interesting. I guess you're desperate.
Could you be the key to a cure for the General? Hoolay.
I don't know, but... Careful. Oh, it's the one guy.
And once again, the envoys of the Yaoqing will leave disappointed. However, I won't say the same for me and my brothers.
That was, I think he's the Cloud Knight, quote unquote, that we ran into after the incident.
Who's there?
I'm just a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. You can call me Mock Talk.
Oh, that's Mock Talk.
Wardens, intruders on the lowest level. Send reinforcements.
I think it's too late, unfortunately.
Nobody will hear you here. At the bottom of the shackling prison. Thank you for opening up the prison for us, Your Honor.
That's what they were waiting for to make their move. Shoot.
No wonder I kept smelling that familiar stench. So it wasn't just
You really should have spoken up,
Do your
Jiaoqiu.
thing, Morsa.
You really. You smell something, say something.
We mustn't let these abominations get any closer.
Detestable things. There are too many of them.
Are there?
Once we were inside the shackling prison,
I only see 3.
we found soldiers available for us everywhere.
Oh, you dick.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack.
Watch your head.
It's better to make no move. More seasoned.
Free will, or was it destiny for oblivion?
Sure, I'll play along.
Yeah, you guys.
I suggest you surrender now.
You're getting your butts kicked.
Of course. I'll still kill you all.
So,
But
why
I
would we
promise
surrender?
It'll be swift.
I'm gonna have to put a pin in that.
How presumptuous. Die now!
Very presumptuous.
Leave if you can, Morsa.
It's not time yet.
Moza?
How familiar.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. No dirty tricks, all right.
It's actually hitting decently hard.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activate.
I can
Time
see.
for a good old counterattack.
Little more should I'm honored, but since you're already here, why not have a meal before the meal?
Cook them alive, Jiaoqiu.
Still waters of oblivion.
Hedge your bets.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
How about letting the enemy strike?
And goodbye.
Destined for oblivion. Guard the gate! They can't be allowed in!
Oh, there's Moza. Ah, damn it, they're getting in. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the Borisid just got tossed out. Here he is. I believe this is when you run. Shui. Try to lock the door. No. It's a foolish move, Shui. Alright, she's
I've waited for too long.
It's not her real body, luckily.
After regaining my freedom is the flesh and blood of my fellow kindred. A sad scene indeed.
It's been a long time, boy. Welcome back.
Their leader is free.
How many times has Verdantia spun around since our last hunt?
Oh.
Duran's whelp. Tell me your name.
Many times has Verdantia spun around. At least, what? I think 7 centuries, they said, at the very least. Might have been longer than that. Duran, I wonder who that is. Oh wait, no, Duran's whelp, it just means a scion of Borison, okay.
Oh, great Hoolay, nemesis of the Phoxians, and the hunter of all beings. I'm Moktok, a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. I am only one insignificant heir spawned from your bloodline. It's been at least 7 centuries since you led our pack through the hunting grounds of the stars.
Hunting grounds of the stars.
I'm thrilled to see that you are as cunning and skillful as ever.
Try not to kiss his ass too hard.
7 centuries. 7 centuries have passed. But why have Duran's whelps grown to look like this? Tell me, Moktok, why have you grown to resemble our most despicable slaves and enemies, the Phoxians?
I think that's a disguise.
I've been commanded to release you from this cursed prison. It is Senjaya's will.
Fate's
That's
will.
why I had to take a magic pill, don the skin of a lowly beast, and play along with their hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's a ruse. So that's how they did it, with a magic pill.
Since you have an escape plan, tell me, what's our next move to get off of this ridiculously large ship?
It is a ridiculously large ship. On that, I'm in agreement, Hoolay.
My brothers and I will lock down this prison, trapping the prison guards inside. This will buy us some time. The rest of my crew, who are undercover like me, will secure the vessels for our escape. According to the plan, we only have 4 hours to get out of here.
4 hours. So if we could just delay them.
Originally, I intended to carry out the plan tomorrow, but they're planning to transfer you to the Xianzhou Yaoqing now. So I seized this opportunity to set you free.
Well, it was the right move on your part.
What a reckless plan, you idiot. Even if we manage to get the ships, our chances of escaping are slimmer than a Phoxian slipping through my claws.
What a way to put it.
But we have no other choice. The angel serving under the Master of Immortality sent me with a message. Only your return will end the prolonged divisions among the Borison.
Phantilia.
Every one of my crew is ready to lay down their lives if it means setting you free.
A sneaky weakling like you is actually showing some reckless bravery with this plan.
He is.
Fine. You'll get what you want. And all of Duran's whelps will too.
Jiaocho? Are you okay there, buddy? You're, kind of in the thick of it, and, well, I don't know how long they're gonna leave you alive.
Well then, my lord, we should leave now.
Before we go, give me one of those magic pills.
Ooh, damn it.
My lord, you seriously want to don the skin of a lowly beast? That would be a disgrace to your greatness, my lord.
It would increase the chances of success, though.
You idiot. Greatness means nothing without freedom.
Hoolay is actually quite smart.
Once I get out, I'll need a disguise that won't raise any suspicion.
That is extremely smart of him. I'm actually, kind of happy to see it.
As you wish, my lord.
Is that Foxian slave my meal?
He's more of a chef than the meal itself, but...
No, he's an envoy from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. I plead you to endure him a bit, my lord, as he's more valuable as a hostage. Take him, guys! Time to move out!
Really? Aren't you just saying you were gonna kill them, though? I mean, probably does hold some value as a hostage, but I don't imagine... I don't know. The Xianzhou doesn't strike me as the kind of organization to let Hoolay go free in exchange for the life of a hostage. And even Jiaocho, even the aide of the general. I guess we'll see, though. Yes, the situation is
Madam
out of
Anya,
control.
The wardens in all areas are regrouping. Those Ingenium enemies are wandering around and causing heavy casualties. And to make things worse, those iron wolves broke open the cages and let the criminals out. We've called for backup, but it seems like all communication is jammed.
Damn. Also, I know your voice.
Let's preserve our strength and first take down the isolated prisoners. By decree of the Ten Lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Dead or alive, yeah, at this point.
Just a short time ago, the nether key mechanism was activated. It was probably Madame Shui and the Yaoqing messengers, heading to the bottom of the prison. Given the situation, I'm afraid that area is exactly where our enemies are targeting.
Oh, certainly.
We mustn't let that vile beast escape from its cage.
Too late.
We've gathered all the prison guards who can still fight, and we'll split up and secure each floor.
It'd be better if you could lock down the prison entirely, instead of trying to fight. Just contain until forces can be rallied to retake the prison. But I'm not sure how easy it is to lock down from, the prison, such that I would think they would have some mechanism of basically sealing the entirety of the prison, so that even those on the inside, no matter what they do, can't get out.
Go!
Those intruders are quite bold. They must have been planning this for quite a while.
Yeah.
Indeed, but Borison tend to favor direct and aggressive approaches. Crafting careful and precise plans like this is simply not their style. Let's focus on the current situation right now. Please help me.
Of course. I mean, if we don't, we're dead too anyways. Looks like the testimony will have to wait, huh? Like I said, wherever we go, we always end up in trouble.
What's the fastest way to the bottom of this prison, Miss Hanya? If we don't get there quickly, we'll soon be outnumbered by all the enemies inside.
You want the fastest way? I'm not sure you'll like it, Dan Heng. You see that ledge over there? Take a leap. That'll get you there as fast as possible. Unless they have teleportation, I guess, but I don't imagine that's the case. Otherwise, next best is probably the elevator.
We'll have to bend the rules. Please, follow me.
Sounds fun.
By decree of the Ten Lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Yes, ma'am!
I did catch a bit of the announcer back there. Ordering prisoners to comply, lest they be captured dead or alive. Large pieces of metal scraps are strewn all over the floor. You can't put your finger on it. You're certain that this thing is still alive. Ionic tissues are relentlessly regenerating beneath their exoskeleton. Mechanical abomination of abundance, oh boy. But this is actually where we are going to end for now, I think. I don't think we're going to get a better spot than this. With that in mind, though, let's get out a few wishes. And by a few, I mean 20. Natasha. If nothing else, I need more of those for when the next round of groups are released. Shui. Actually, do I have all of them maxed out? I might. Oh, you look at that. Don't mind if I do. Oh, hey. Is that my final Chingcha? Yeah, no, I have 2 more to go. 24% fixed chance to gain self-sufficer, lasting until the end of the current turn. Using basic attack or enhanced basic attack immediately launches a follow-up. Oh, nice.
Life's just like a game of tiles. You never know what's gonna come up next.
That's actually really nice. It's a good eidolon for her. This one, too.